if I like that. Oh, hello. Wait a minute. Hello. I don't like that. Sorry. Wrong light. Okay. Hello, YouTube world. How are you doing this very midnight first day of July 31st? That's pretty awesome. The stream started right the very next day. So good morning. It is July 31st, and this is my book review of The Earth is Flat. Be afraid, be very afraid. Besides the truth that I have found in the Bible, I found this book at the thrift store. Actually, the woman who owns the thrift store gave it to me. So I was able to read it, and I read it and read and read and made all kinds of notes. So now that I have read it and highlighted it over and over again, I'm going to go over what I find to be the most compelling arguments for the Bible. Okay? Satan is here. Culture is rotted out. We see it everywhere. Everybody is in uproar. The flood happened. God is real. So I'm here because I want to help. Like I've said before. I probably shouldn't even use that word. Go F yourself. Just kidding. But science is, people, they wanted science back in the day, and now we have science and nobody trusts the science. At least I don't. I don't trust the government for nothing, and nobody should. So, but like I was saying, back in the day, people used to want science, and now science nobody trusts. And I'm going to do this. And this isn't, I'm not a joke. Life is what you make of it. And I want to tell you there's freedom once you know the truth. Honestly. So here we are. The earth is flat. Be afraid. Be very afraid. He does by Casper Stith. I really wish this was really flat. Okay, you're live, Erica. You're live. I wonder if you heard that. But, oh well. Anyways, so they're lying. The earth really is flat. Lie to me, the big lie. Those are the first couple of chapters, which I'm not going to read because I'm already telling you it's a lie. I wonder how. Okay. So, not everyone believes it's a ball. Okay. The concept that the earth is a ball spinning through space is arguably the biggest lie ever told to mankind. And it is. And it's, I want to say, the biggest conspiracy theory ever believed. It's the first one we're ever told. So the first part he does, he goes to the UN and their logo. The United Nations logo is essentially a flat earth map as viewed from directly above. Okay. And we all know this, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. If you don't, look it up. I think it's very horrible or telling that all the governments agree that nobody gets to go to the North Pole. Nobody gets to go to Antarctica. There's something wrong with that. Here is a picture of the very first trip around the world on a flat plane with the North Pole in the center. Traveling in a circle always leads back to the beginning point. But this picture I'm going to show you is Gleason's standard map of the world from 1892. Okay? Okay. And you can find that one online too. I'm done with this, so I can actually close the book. I hope that's not been making noise. Okay. Common sense tells us that the earth is flat. Albert Einstein. I don't like him. I should probably make a video of why I think he's a piece of shit. Anyways, if the Earth is curved by 24 feet over 6 miles, as the formula says it should, then surveyors, engineers, architects, and any other professions which rely on precise measurements must factor in the curve. Bridges, tunnels, canals, and railroads, which stretch over vast stretches of land and sea, would have to account for curvature, but they don't. They don't. Oh, I don't like doing that. Science proves a flat earth. Oxford Dictionary defines science. And actually, I didn't mean to read that. I'm not trying to read this whole book. But this is what I wanted to read. This year, for instance, 3 geographers compared the flatness of Kansas to the flatness of a pancake. They used topographic data from a digital scale model prepared by the U.S. Geological Survey, and they purchased a pancake from IHOP. If perfect flatness were a value of 0.1, they report not 1.00. They reported the calculated flatness of a pancake would be 0.957, which is pretty damn flat, but far from perfectly flat. Kansas's flatness, however, turned out to be 0.997, which they said might be described mathematically as damned flat. I just went to Kansas. I uploaded some shorts of my trip. So moving on. Okay. Anomalies. There's a picture of Bill Nye, Barack, and Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, 3 of the biggest frauds ever. How funny. Okay. Then here we are, planes. There's plenty of uploaded content about that. I've uploaded content about that. Okay. There's the curve still going on. Trains. Okay. You see my highlight. Railroad tracks are perfectly flat for thousands of miles, which is impossible on a curved surface. South African author. Okay, that's all I wanted to read. Okay. So then I want to talk about in steel construction. Okay, so there's information already out there about planes, trains, automobiles. Now I want to give you information about. Is this actually a good camera angle? Okay, here's the camera. I just feel like it doesn't seem like it's good, but what else? No one's here. And this is why I wanted to make the video, and I'm glad that no one's here. So, that was the beginning. So I wanted to read this part. The title, that word says, I'm just going to show you a picture of that. Okay? It's black and white. That's just the way it is. In the steel construction industry, curvature relates to horizontal curves and nothing to do with the natural curvature of the earth. The plan curvature in bridges, plan, P-L-A-N, I don't know if I said that weird, is described on steelconstruction.info as, quote, Although very many bridges follow a straight alignment from one abutment to the other, some are partly or wholly curved in plan. For road bridges, curvature may be required to optimize the layout of the carriageway. For footbridges, curvature may be employed either for a more interesting aspect for users or to enhance the appearance. Railway bridges are rarely curved in plan. They don't use curvature in anything. So that's what those were about. That's what all of that stuff is about. The planes, trains, automobiles, all of that. Water now. Now we go on to water. I just saw a water video or reel, last night. There are rivers that flow for hundreds of miles towards the level of sea without falling. Did I read that right? There are rivers that flow for hundreds of miles towards the level of the sea without falling more than a few feet. Notably, the Nile, which in 1,000 miles falls but a foot. The same things with the Amazon, and it flows from east to west. I think the Nile, is north to south. And actually, I think it even flows north. Interesting. I should write that down. Or we could Google that right now. Because I want to know, where's my phone? I'll be right back. Which way does the Nile flow? That's my question. BRB. Which way does the Nile flow? Okay. Did anybody miss me? I'm going to open this drink. Energy. No drinking for me. Just root beer. Anyways, I asked ChatGPT. It flows from south to north. So I was right. Interesting. I'll have to do some paper on that. Because I'm also going to write a paper on 1911. I think that's a really interesting year in the history that we are able to have right now. Here I was, water level. I just read that. So, I did that again. Okay, and then it goes about ships, then the whole spinning thing. So if we're spinning and the only constant is North Star, okay, North Pole. I am constant as the North Star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. Okay, Shakespeare, Caesar, these people of power knew the truth. Okay, that's Shakespeare writing that. Shakespeare is not just some writer. He's very knowledgeable. I just saw something about him. Okay, and the funny thing about it is that there's no South Pole. By sheer bad luck, the South Pole, the imaginary point in the sky directly above Earth's South Pole, coincides with no bright star, and the southern polar sky has few other guides to find the pole, which makes sense in Satan's world. I mean, light is, he has no light there. Whatever they say, And however they do on the other side, and when you believe the as below, so as above, so below. Well, that's not the case. Sorry. Heaven has a north star, and hell and does not. It is the black abyss. So there, the evidence right here. There are no physical tests that can be performed to demonstrate that the Earth is spherical. To the contrary, all physical tests definitively point to a flat Earth. Oh, I did it again. Okay. And then the next thing is NASA, which I've already made posts about NASA, who founded it, Von Buren guy. Who is this guy? Well, he didn't find it. He didn't found it, but the director of it, Von Braun, right here, who died, and on his tombstone he has Psalm 19, which I wish I was prepared. I was as prepared as possible and didn't think, oh, I should read the psalm to you, but I've already posted it. So all of the rest of this part is about NASA. I've already talked about that and made posts. Last thing I want to talk about on this episode on this take is the fact that they created a fish lens, which there we go. In 2016, an article called howstuffworks.com. It's where that. What is fisheye lens photography? And basically, the article proceeds to describe how any digital image can be distorted to appear curved, except the dead center. So we have that out there. There's every sort of trickery to prove. There's every sort of trickery to enhance the lie that we live on a sphere. Okay? We live on a plane surface of rock. Because the next image is all of those fake, all of the pictures, little mini tiny pictures that were put together to make the globe. I was supposed to end. Yeah, because I already posted about that. I'll just read this last bit. I did that. Okay, so we have the fisheye photography, and now the supposedly fast rotating Earth imagery. In 2011, another article came out on dailymail.com.uk titled Amazing Video of the Earth Spinning Taken from the ISS. No, it's still actually just a video collage of still images. There is no moving film. It's all still images. The crew of the ISS pointed a camera at North America, and the resulting still pictures were spliced together into a mesmerizing, sped-up sequence. It shows rotation of Earth in just a matter of seconds from a vantage point of 225 miles up. Okay, lastly, the live feed only captures... Oh, yeah, they did the live feed. I guess I skipped saying that. They decided to try to live stream, and that's just a failure. Okay. Well, I did it. It took many days to hit record, play, go live, whatever. I've got problems. Harper's not right in the head. Okay? So I'm really glad if you've watched this all the way through and like it, just to like it, to help me out. And say something if you want. Okay? Nicely, please. The world's full of enough violence and anger. Okay? All right. Well, good night.